would
This
stand.
conference will now be recorded.
Glad that you are here and recognize Reverend Joy Cantrell from Bladenburg First Baptist Church to lead us in our invocation, followed by Paul R. Brown leadership. Always blessed to have them here as they'll present the colors and lead us in our. Thank you for being here.
I'll ask if we may bow our heads as we go to the Lord in prayer. Father God, we just want to say thank you so much. Father, first of all, for the fact that you have placed us in a nation where we can freely gather. Father, where we can exchange ideas, where we can discuss matters in ways that are pleasing unto you. And Father God, we pray that you would grant wisdom to these commissioners, to these who speak, Father, to each one who's gathered here, Father, that we would seek your will out for the issues that arise within our county. God, we just ask that your hand be upon us, that you would speak to our hearts, and all things would bring glory and honor to you. Thank you again, Lord, for the opportunity of being here. And Father, may your name be praised in all that is said and done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Forward, arch. Out. Colors, halt. Present arms. Sir, permission to present the colors.
Mission granted.
Aye, aye, sir. Carry colors. Colors reverse, arch. Colors, halt. Present arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry colors. Colors reverse, arch. Colors, halt. Present arms. Sir, permission to retire the colors.
Mission granted.
Aye, aye, sir. Carry colors. Aye, case. Forward, arch.
Pastor Cantrell, if you would, before you, let me just give you something as a token of our appreciation and help in. We're actually grateful for you so much for being here tonight. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion to approve consent items.
So moved.
Second, is there a second? Second, is there any discussion? Not, all those in favor of approving consent items printed before you tonight, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. It's time to recognize our oath of office tonight, for Bladen County Tax Assessor Elizabeth Hart and Miss Renee Frida. Yes, ma'am.
Look at, oh, just look at the,
I'm sorry.
wow.
That was under consent.
You said yes?
Yes, sir, that's part of consent items, I'm sorry.
I didn't know.
See type action and just,
I thought we would wait till next week to do it.
this is just the budget through the end of this month. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sorry about that. Yes, ma'am. Maria, you're good. Thank you.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, so help you God? Do you further solemnly swear that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of the United States to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God? I will. Do you further solemnly swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of county tax assessor according to the best of your skill and ability and according to law, so help you God?
Yes, I will.
Do you further solemnly swear that you will not allow your actions as assessor to be influenced by personal or political friendships or obligations, so help you God?
Yes, I will.
Congratulations.
Renee.
Thank you for all you do, Renee. It's been a time.
You're welcome, thank you.
Even with the folks that have called some of us and said they didn't like what you did, they liked how you did. So praise the Lord for that. Thank you. All right, individuals, delegations wishing to address the commission.
No one's talking.
All God's people say. Number 5, matters of interest to commissioners. Each of the commissioners received a proclamation in the email commemorating America's 250th anniversary. It is a very lengthy proclamation, so rather than having it read, is there a motion that we approve this proclamation?
So motion to approve.
Is there a second? And thank you. And any discussion? All in favor of adopting this proclamation commemorating our nation's 250th anniversary, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Second, I recognize Mr. Peterson as we consider adopting a resolution requesting the county board of elections to hold an advisory referendum for the levy of a local sales tax. Mr. Peterson.
Yeah, so, Mr. Chairman and board members and citizens of Bladen County, we're asking this board to approve, adding the quarter cent sales tax to the referendum in, November, and, Dr. F. Mungoins and Arthur Bullock and myself are on this, heading up this thing to start with, but we're gonna be reaching out to the community and, bring some names back to the commissioners to approve to get this ball rolling. We're real excited about, trying to get this thing passed this year for a multi-purpose sports complex in Bladen County.
Is there a motion?
One motion.
Okay, thank you. And so, number second, any other discussion? Not all those in favor of this resolution requesting the Board of Elections to hold this advisory referendum, local sales tax, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign.
Aye.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, under this, I have one thing I'd like to add under this section.
Yes, sir, sure.
The south end of MLK Drive, I think that's under the North Carolina Department of Transportation, maintenance. The shoulders are higher than the actual pavement, so the shoulders need to be cleaned off.
Is it in the town's limits or not?
It's outside the town,
Okay, good, good.
out there at south end.
Trying to forget on north and south half, yeah.
It is north and south, right?
I think so. North, south, east, or west, one.
It is. It needs to be cleaned, the shoulders.
Crew, go. Recognize Dr. Amanda Lee, President of Bladen Community College, for State of the College update.
It feels very official, doesn't it?
You are official.
So I am going to be joined with my CFO, Roy Thompson, and also the board chairman, Mr. Dennis Troy. And I am so excited. I put all kinds of handouts for you, so you would have some leisurely reading while you're in your meeting this evening. And one's a coloring book, which I want to start off by saying that your ongoing support of the college that predates me, that predates all of you, has just been amazing because it has positioned us in such a great place. Next year, we celebrate our 60th anniversary of existence. It's very, very exciting. And a part of that excitement every year is graduation. And you have the coloring book we gave to all of the children that came to graduation. You also have our program that all of our graduates and their families received. And just to put this in perspective, this T-shirt has every single graduate's name on there. So this shows you the impact that we have in our county just for 1 year. So you are doing some amazing things by supporting the community college. This year, our adult high school program had the largest graduating class of any community college in North Carolina. Also this year, we were in the top 3, we're actually ranked 3rd, of supporting more of our, let's see, I want to make sure I get it exactly right, 15 to 44-year-olds in Bladen County than any other county. So we're right at about 25% of our 15 to 44-year-olds actually participate in something that happens at our college. In the fall, we're starting 2 new programs. Some of them I think you probably already heard about. We're doing a health science program, which we're very excited about, and that is primarily designated for our pre-nursing students. Sometimes we get a lot of people who are interested in nursing, and then they change their mind, or maybe they don't make it into the program. This health science degree will give them something that is marketable, that would be a good degree to have if they do not pursue another health sciences program. We're also starting aviation management. The aviation management will lead to air traffic control, and it's a program that everybody's very excited about. We are the first community college in North Carolina working with the FAA to start this program. Also this year, our Small Business Center hosted a Pitch It competition where our participants learned about business plans, they learned about marketing, they learned how to sell themselves, and we had 3 winners that actually, they presented their business plan in front of some judges, and they won some money to put towards their new business. So Janae Pope with Stitch and Style, which is a local embroidery and alteration studio, was first place. Rebecca Allen with Beck Black Productions, a film production company creating local business content, was second place. And third place was Cooper's Cards and Collectibles with Robbie and Cooper Mills. It's a mobile and future permanent sports memorabilia store. And then in fourth place, Sean Swoboda, who did Vox Nova, which is a really interesting program for special ed teachers and parents. So real exciting. All of these are new businesses, small businesses in our area. Our customized training program continues to provide support for our local industries, specifically to MST Rebar and Vector Tex. And I think y'all are already familiar quite a bit with those 2 companies, and we continue to reach out to them and provide ongoing training for them. We are continuing to advocate with the General Assembly for Propel NC. This is our new funding model. If approved, it will provide quite a bit of flexibility for us as we try to continue to be adaptable and to pivot to our local needs as quickly as possible. You also have a card that talks about renovation. So almost 60 years ago, 1974, however long ago that was, I know, it's a scary thought. We built an auditorium that has served as the heart of this community. Many of you walked across that stage at your very own high school graduation. Nothing has been done to that building since it was built. So it is time to freshen her up. It is time to do some changes and bring her up to better safety standards. And with the renovation, we are going to add seats, and we will also add a wonderful multi-purpose space for pre and post meetings. So I wanted you to know that we are doing that, but that is a capital campaign that we've started. So in case you get any questions, I didn't want you to be surprised by that. We are pursuing grants relentlessly, and this year we have received a grant from the Tobacco Trust Fund for $250,000. It's one of the largest grants that we've ever received, and this grant has gone towards purchasing a new greenhouse, 3 hoop houses, as well as a tractor. And so, because, you know, it's not enough just to learn the theoretical parts about agribusiness, but you've got to also be able to drive a tractor. You've got to be able to operate the equipment. And it's important that no matter what our students are going to encounter in the real world, they've been exposed to it at the college first. So very excited about that partnership and their support of all the things that we're doing. Last year, I told you that for safety, we did new cameras all over campuses. We also increased our door access. This year, we've had the National Guard come in and do a cybersecurity assessment. So we always try to do a really nice, big safety initiative, and that was our initiative for this year, and that was actually free to us, being an educational institution. So we've gotten that report back, and we'll start working through their recommendations to be safe from a cybersecurity perspective. I'm very, very excited about all of these outcomes. There's so many more things that I could have talked about, that I could have focused on, but I know you have lots to do, and I also know you've already been meeting for an hour, so I'm going to keep my comments relatively short, but I do want to take a second and turn the floor over to Roy Thompson, just to give you a little bit of insight about the budget request that we provided to you this year. Mr. Thompson.
Good evening. This spring, the board, Dr. Lee and I worked to craft a budget that reflected the physical needs of the college, both in general expenses, operations, and capital facilities. The operating budget request that we submitted for consideration was an increase of $137,000 with an offsetting decrease in our capital request. We have focused on efficiencies and reevaluated processes so that we could decrease some areas, even though we are having to increase in others. The capital budget request that I submitted continues to follow the approved master facility plan. This year, we have several projects that this funding will support, such as HVAC repairs and replacements, roof replacements, life safety issues, as well as resurfacing campus-owned streets and parking areas. These projects are divided into multi-year segments to help defray larger expenses at one time. The operating budget considers significant items such as a 3% salary increase for our locally paid employees. That is commensurate with the anticipated 3% state salary increase. We value our local employees as you do with your local employees, so we want to make sure that we treat them equitably and equally, excuse me. The budget also includes county support for CCP dually enrolled students. And thankfully, you have provided the textbook expenses for our East Bladen and West Bladen high school students. This continued support allows our high school students to attend BCC at no cost. And that's a major accomplishment for those students to come at no cost, because I can say a lot of other counties do not have that. The students are having to pay, and it is a financial burden. So that is a great help. Thank you. We have tried to keep our operating costs as low as practical, cognizant that resources are limited. We also understand that these times are unprecedented and the future is uncertain. We commit to you that we will do our best to mitigate our expenses with available federal funds and other grants.
One quick question is something you said, for clarification, in your budget request, it was to pave a street, and we had a discussion trying to figure out what street it was, so help us out.
So go ahead.
There's one main street that runs between the campus, from 41 to
all
the way around to Pleasant Grove Church Road.
It was that loop.
Yes, and that we actually own that street. It is not state maintained. Yes, sir.
Seemed like a pretty good price for paving all that.
He's a good negotiator.
And these are multi-year segments, so we're splitting the cost out.
Before I wrap up my comments, Mr. Troy would like to say a few words as well.
Giving honor to Jesus Christ, I often say, what can you do to help a student to be successful? Commissioners, I had the opportunity to shake your hand and look at all of you. I thank you for the support, past, the present, and the future support that you all are showing for Bladen Community College. I thank you for the county commissioner, Mr. Britt, is on that board, and he knows what we have to go through because the struggle is real. But as I stand here, I want to thank y'all for y'all support. When you look at me, the Paul R. Brown kids that walked out of here, they go to Bladen Community College. East Bladen and West Bladen got students that go to Bladen Community College. Some of the commissioners got grandchildren that go to Bladen Community College, and they go into a 4-year institution with a South as a junior. So I want to thank y'all for y'all support, and any other support y'all can give us at Bladen Community College because the struggle is real. Thank you for your support.
So before I let you go to the rest of your agenda, I gave you one last piece of paper, and it was the My Future NC Bladen County update. I give that to you every year. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking at it, but please take some time to study that. There are some numbers on there that you need to know as county commissioners. One number that I will point out to you on the back side of it, it talks about the CCP participation. So statewide, CCP participation is about 36%. Here in Bladen County, it is 53%. And that is so much because of your commitment to our high school students. We continue to expand our pathways and continue to work on different ways that we can meet our high school students so that they'll be successful when they graduate. And again, it is my job on behalf of our Board of Trustees to bring you the physical needs of the college. We know that you have a hard job. I've just sat through your earlier meeting. You've got an incredibly hard job. And we thank you for everything that you do for us and for all of your support. And Mr. Chairman, if you have any questions, we're...
Do you have any questions? Grateful. It's, much like Paul R. Brown was mentioned, PCC is a shining light in this community, and any of us whose children have been through PCC, they're better off for it. So give them a leg up. They can get there here in high school. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless. What? Dr. Duncan, the matter I sent you a text about, I think somebody's got it covered. So, thank you. I know what you're gonna get. No mistake. Thank y'all for being here tonight.
Thank you, Chairman McGill and Commissioners, for allowing us the opportunity to speak with you tonight related to Tobacco 21 to protect our youth from vaping and nicotine addiction. In the most recent 2024 Community Health Assessment, behavioral health and substance misuse was identified as one of the top 3 priorities. Supporting the community health assessment, the Bladen County Health Department strategic plan also has substance misuse as a top priority. Community partners gather with us as the Healthy Bladen, which includes the hospital, faith-based agencies, the library, community college, and others. They also have adopted behavioral health and substance misuse as a priority. The resolution, the Tobacco 21 resolution and supporting agencies were included in your packet. Multiple agencies and foundations across North Carolina have supported this resolution, including almost 50 boards of health and/or advisory committees. Last week, the Bladen County Health and Human Services Advisory Committee and the Bladen County Substance Misuse Task Force voted to support the resolution. Bladen Safe Kids, as well as our Child Fatality Committee, have on their agendas to review the resolution at their monthly meetings this month. The Community Substance Abuse Model, which is used by our Substance Misuse Task Force and our Opioid Steering Committee, has elements of prevention, harm reduction, intervention, treatment, and post-treatment support. I ask tonight that you consider the prevention aspect of that. I have the honor and the privilege to introduce to you, probably those, some of you already know, Katie Evans, who is the resource coordinator for substance misuse. She is going to provide more information to you related to House Bill 430 and Senate Bill 3018. And time is of the essence that both the House and the Senate move on this. Katie?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for having me. I'll introduce myself. I'm Katie Evans. I'm the resource coordinator at Bladen County Health Department. So I handle a lot of our substance use resources, also along with mental health resources. So I'm going to talk a little bit about why this law matters. So North Carolina risks losing $5 million in block grant funding for prevention, treatment, and recovery services. This federal enforcement began in December of 2025. And what we're seeing in North Carolina is that youth tobacco use is rising. It actually ranks 6th in the nation for use in vaping. We also know that early addiction is common, and 95% of tobacco users start before age 21. So we know if we can get kids to the age of 21 before using a substance, we can greatly decrease the risk of developing some sort of addiction. But along with that, I want everyone to understand that these substance use issues also co-occur with many mental health issues. So in adopting this resolution, you're not only helping with that, but also the prevention of many mental health issues and the support that this county can give the many youth that they need that are struggling right now. There's also a lack of licensing in North Carolina. So North Carolina is one of the only 8 states without a tobacco retailer licensing system. The licensing protects communities. It tracks where tobacco products are sold, holds non-compliant retailers accountable, and protects law-abiding businesses. Along with this, this proposed legislation will raise the minimum age, so it'll prohibit the sale of tobacco products by individuals under 21, and it will require proof of age for all tobacco sales.
Motion to approve resolution. All right, thank you. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor of approving this resolution, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Thank y'all for being here, for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody else can do for you, please let us know.
Maybe mom and dad.
I will.
Lisa from our finance department, you're up next.
Good evening again to each of you. Like to review the dashboard from May 31st, 2026, 11 months into the year. At the end of May, we had received 77% of the general fund revenues and spent 79%. In our solid waste fund, we had collected 92.41% of the general fund and spent 82%. Emergency telephone, we had collected 23% and spent 57%. Now remember on that one, we're using fund balance. They want us to get that down. And the water department, we've collected 86% and spent 72%. Any questions on the dashboard? And on the federal inmate program, we averaged through the 11 months 76 inmates, and as of this morning, we had 60 in the jail. Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you. Good work, appreciate the overtime.
You're welcome.
Solid waste, Chip Perry. Should have item 9A, an addendum.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for having myself and Ricky Hall. This is our supervisor of solid waste. Ricky, he's been with us for 30, how many years?
Long time.
I asked Ricky to come along tonight to help answer any questions that you all might have. You've got a handout there. We come to you tonight requesting approval to change the work hours of the solid waste transfer station to align with lunches, maintaining safety and industry standards. All solid waste are currently, employees will work 7 to 4 with a lunch break from 12 to 1. Right now, our drivers are working 7 to 3:30. They get a 30-minute lunch break. Our folks at the scale house and on the pad, they work 8 to 4:30, and they get 30-minute lunch. And part of the reason that we're having this discussion tonight and this request also is because of the lunch breaks not allowing a continuity where folks are allowed to get lunch before 2 o'clock. Sometimes it's 2:30 before folks can get a lunch. So this schedule will have all employees there at the same time at this, as the solid waste supervisor. But this time last year, we had 2 solid waste supervisors, and one of them resigned, and that leaves some of our folks on the pad working and at the transfer station working after Ricky has gone home for the day. So that's another reason why. There are individuals or commercial entities who sometimes wait anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour for the scales to open in the mornings. Lunchtime will be uniform for all solid waste employees. No more staggering of lunch times for solid waste employees. This will eliminate constant need to ensure all operations are covered while employees take their lunches at various times. No more worrying of employees not getting lunch due to absences of staff or unforeseen events. Residents disposing of debris will not be affected as containers out front of site are still accessible for, unless disposing of amounts of materials required to be scaled. And also you see there where we got the NCDEQ, we had a visit from them a few weeks ago, and a lot of these things that we discussed with them led to this as well. So currently our pad hours, where folks bring in things back there, is from 8 to 4 for residential, 8 to 3:30 for commercial. And what we would like to propose is this would be from 7 to 3 o'clock for residential, 7 to 2:30 for commercial. That gives them time to close the pad down to clean it. On Wednesdays, they need to clean the pad at 2 o'clock. So that's when it would close. Currently, it's closing at 3 p.m. Rick, is there anything you'd like to add?
Actually, Wednesday wouldn't close till 2:30.
2:30.
Yeah, it takes about
Okay.
an hour and a half, by the time you get the trash off, clean
Make
the
a motion, Mr. Chairman, we accept.
Motion, there's a second. Second. One question, and I think I know the answer to this, but it's not closed from 12 to 1.
The scales would be closed from 12 to 1. We called it
It's just the scale.
just the scales. Everything else up front, they can still bring, yeah.
So you will put the word out so the public can know that the scales are closed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We would wait and give them plenty of notice and time for that.
I've used it a lot through the years. So what typically is your busiest time of the day?
Depends on the time of the year. Summertime's, it's busier than the wintertime, but probably from 9 to 11, everybody's loaded up from the day before. 'Cause we close, they loaded up in the afternoon, so they're there first thing to get rid of it. Or later in the afternoon, trying to get that last load unloaded.
That's usually me trying to get there about 4 o'clock to dump it.
That's right.
So that's the only thing.
So are you adding an hour to their work, or we pay for their lunch before?
No, they're taking 30-minute lunch currently.
7 to 4 is 9 hours, right?
Take an hour.
They're taking an hour lunch. But right now, they're the only department that I had.
From 8 to 4. 12 to 4 is 8.
That's the pad hours, right?
Pad hours are 8 to 4:30.
8 to 4.
I'm trying to understand. You want to go to 7 to 4 with our lunch,
Yes.
and the current hours is 8 to 4. Where was the lunch at in there? Were we paying them for that lunch, or?
It's 8 to 4:30.
Current pay is 8 to 4.
Yeah, the pad.
Well, I don't know what he's got on them, but it's 8 to 4:30.
That was my misprint.
With a 30-minute lunch.
It's 8 to 4:30.
I was just trying to.
Yeah, that is.
But they really work, so they work 8 hours
Yes, ma'am.
and then 30 minutes, but that doesn't, I don't, so you're saying even though the pad's closed, they're still working?
When the scales close, everybody's at lunch at the same time, so nothing's happening.
And that's the drive, we're just talking about the drivers, his drivers, and the folks that are working the pad and the scale. So the scale house would close. Out front where all the containers are, that's a site that's the convenience site part of it. And folks can still bring, I'm sorry?
Yes, I'm just missing.
7 to 4 is 9 hours, minus 1 is 8.
Well, no, he's 7.
If you go to the very top, all solid waste employees will work.
Yeah, it's up at the top.
Oh, at the bottom, he says
Yeah,
7 to
that,
3.
the bottom is a little bit confusing,
Yeah.
so I think we look up here at the top.
Okay.
All employees will work from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. with mandatory lunch being from 12 to 1.
Yeah.
Everyone has a structure.
Yeah.
Again, the DEQ, their input was part of why this is coming.
Yeah.
And any way you go, somebody's gonna say, well, I'd like to work this day. People will figure out what the hours are, and they'll adjust.
Most of the.
All right, we've got a motion, we've got a second, any more discussion? Yes, sir.
What time's the pad close?
Residential cuts off at 4 o'clock. Commercial cuts off at 3:30. That gives us 30 minutes to clean the floor, because can't leave trash on the floor.
So it closes at 4, but y'all don't go home before.
Right, we have to
Right.
clean the floor.
I just want to make sure it's not gonna affect that.
Yeah.
That's why I brought him.
Yeah, I'm
And
confused.
so, on Wednesday, everything's closed, yeah.
No, that's convenience sites. That's just the convenience sites, not the pad.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving this adjusted, schedule, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky.
You done now?
I'm done with you, you can go.
All right.
Ricky, come with him on time.
Chip's gonna give us some updates.
I've also got the next part of the agenda.
Right ahead, general services.
Okay. I'm also here tonight considering, asking for consideration of approval of a budget amendment in the amount of $105,000. The department previously requested a transfer of $105,000 from the fund balance, allocating $5,000 to account 321 for telephone, $100,000 to account 330 for utilities, and it's being requested to cover the projected deficit in this account. Funding cannot be reallocated in other budget lines within the department because the available balances are primarily within account 610, contracted services, and account 740, capital outlay, both of which are designated for specific projects and commitments. Redirecting these funds would negatively impact the completion of planned projects and contractual obligations. The primary drivers of this coverage are utility and communication expenses, which are inherently difficult to predict with complete accuracy. Account 321 communications experienced higher than anticipated costs during the fiscal year due to charges from the North Carolina Department of Information Technology fluctuating throughout the year and exceeding projected amounts. In addition, minor charges were incurred for necessary device upgrades due to incompatibility issues following T-Mobile's acquisition of U.S. Cellular, which is our cell phone service provider. Account 330 utilities, including gas, water, and electric services, while there were significant increases for water and electric service, utility usage appears to have increased beyond projected levels. So that's our request.
Sure. Motion tonight. No question.
Okay.
So, when you look over it, it says gas usage and water usage, why is there zero?
I guess the gas was used for propane, and they weren't using propane there.
Why is some of the columns got zero?
Well, I'm looking at ball fields. They don't use it.
What about the water?
They don't use it. Some of these ball, I called Grant Payton. He said they don't use it at some of these.
I mean, like the Central Stem one is 15,000 gallons and.
Yeah. So I called about that. Yeah, I called Grant today about that number because it increased so much. He said that it's because they planted ryegrass and they had to water it.
Two don't have water?
They just didn't use it.
You look at these zeros of some of these places at zeros, why?
Yeah, like the jail kitchen, you know, they use some kind of electricity, but evidently it's.
Yeah.
Jail bill or something. All right, we need a motion.
Okay.
A motion, is there a second? It's not funds, money to spend without. Questions, all those in favor of approving this, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'm so happy about it. All those opposed, like.
Thank you.
Motions are second, got it. All in favor of going into water board, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Consider authorizing staff to proceed with securing financing through USDA grants. Appropriations. We talked about free money, so.
All right.
Motion, there's a second, any question? All those in favor of approving B, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those like sign. Yes,
We-
give us a.
We do need another request.
Okay.
We've got to do an RFQ for services, for engineering services, so we need to seek your approval for us to seek bids.
Motion approved. Second. Motion to second, a third, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I'm done.
All right.
It's all yours.
Dave. How's it going?
With our taps, we still have 4 outstanding. And one reason they're outstanding is because our board machine is down. And we just got a quote today for replacement part.
How long before it'll be up going?
Once we get the approval from Lisa to be able to spend the money, they said that we could have the part in 4 days.
How long's it been down?
About a week. But we thought it was a battery to start with, and the technician came today and said, no, it's not your batteries.
It was just today that you figured out.
Yeah, we just found out today.
Anything that's, I mean, it's gotta be fixed as quickly as we can, so. Okay. So that's taps. How about the hydrants? We were, and I don't know if you were able to get us a spreadsheet of which hydrants still are outstanding. If not, at least how many you think we got right now?
We have 6 outstanding right now, and I know of 2 that's on the schedule to be replaced this week.
I've not been getting a lot of calls about water quality.
I got them today. I missed the season, ain't had time to call you, Don. I apologize. Bladen down there. Center Road, what's the road, Center Road? That's Center Road. Yeah, from the grocery store to Center Road. I think it's Center Road, ain't it? Center Road.
Do you have something?
I was gonna ask, other counties and cities or whatever, talking about water, preserving water. We have any issues with our water level?
Not yet. We have some issues with our wells, but it's not because of the drought.
So no one, well, all of our wells from, I guess, how about Lisbon, what's the status on that one?
We're still in the experimental stage with the phosphate, but we've not been able to bring the levels down far enough to put it in the system yet. So it's probably gonna take a filtration system before we can put it back online. We're working with John Walsh, the phosphate expert, and he wants to test for about 60 days with the new phosphate blend, and we've almost completed 30 tests.
I know there are some towns that have, I don't think there are any kind of, restrictions, but they're asking their citizens to conserve.
Well, I was gonna say, the Cape Fear River Basin, those areas have already put restrictions.
Yeah.
Everything that feeds the Cape Fear, like Durham, Deep, Hall, I'm trying to remember, they did that 2 days ago. So.
And Brunswick County already has too, because their population is larger than their water.
Yeah, it would not be a bad idea. And then the other thing, the Live Oak well, I thought was dry.
We were able to put it back online last Thursday. It's pumping out a lower rate than what it was.
That's because of water access.
The well guy thinks that's a whole nother reason that it's not there. He said he don't believe it's because of the drought.
Don't we have a new website for the water department?
We do. Well, we don't have a website, we have a Facebook page.
We need to somehow know to let people know that we got a face page or a website on this water, because I seen something on the other day at Facebook and said, shooting that said, well, we got a website or a Facebook page on this, go there and put it on there. I mean, there's a lot of things we do in Bladen County, we don't let people know we're doing. And I've got one, text, guy said, farmers and people in other county are coming in, tapping into our waters and stirring things up. I mean, things like that's what we need to be communicating. If you see it, call.
Yeah, and when we've gotten calls about that, we've immediately tried, and it's like, well, okay, well, I think, and it seems like the accusations all of a sudden become very questionable. Well, somebody was tapped into a hydrant, and you go and there's nobody tapped into it, so some of that's just, and that's the only danger about, because I was the one who said we need a social media to be able to tell people your water might be dirty.
Right.
But allowing comments, people are gonna.
I'll tell you though, most counties are doing that, like, I follow a ton of them. I know where Sam came from, Pitt County, they're putting stuff out there every day, like Instagram, Dare County, Currituck County, Pasquotank County. We really ought to have that. it would be a good role for someone, you know, even though I know not everybody's on Instagram, but it was,
Since we're
you know,
talking about it,
but
I've had 3 citizens say something to me about our whole website for the whole county.
yeah.
They, in their words, now not my words, it sucks, because you are navigated to the main county thing. You cannot go to the individual department without going to the main site. They want to be able to go to the individual department's website. They don't want to go to the main website. For instance, they want to go to Chip's website, they have to go to the county's main website, and for everybody. And it's confusing to some people, and it's hard to navigate. And I've done it, and it is outdated.
Yeah, it's outdated.
It's outdated. We need to be able, where each individual department can set up their own little website, their own webpage, and they can go there, and bam, they're done. It
And
takes
have
too
the
much
link.
time to navigate the website.
And they can be linked on the other one.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anything else? I'll entertain a motion to come out of water board. Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Let's get that piece of equipment up and going.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. As long as Lisa writes the check. As long as she's got the money to write the
That's
check.
a holdup.
Yeah, all your fault. All right. We'll, move into our 12 advisory board. Bart's.
I nominate Commissioner for this, supposed to be a newspaper slot. Newspaper slot. Media slot. Media slot.
Media slot.
Yeah, the lap was on it, we were waiting to explain.
Hospital.
That was something else. This is a hospital rep.
This hospital.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Okay, so do you have somebody in the hospital?
No.
Okay, so we're waiting on the hospital to give us a recommendation that they'd like, so if you want to.
Motion table.
Second.
Who is it, Mark?
Huh?
We get
You talking about Bart?
Blake, yeah.
We don't have anybody for motion table.
Emergency planning. Got a motion second, is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. There we go, there she is. Health and Human Services Advisory, we do have a.
Jenna P.
Thank you, Gina Anderson P, you know her. Have a motion, is there a second? Second, all in favor, or any other recommendations, questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, all opposed, like sign. And the next one is what Mr. Peterson was talking about, Local Emergency Planning Committee. I did check, and they're close, but they do not have an editor, so we do need to
Motion
table.
table.
Thank you, table. Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. White Lake Planning Zone Board of Adjustments, ETJ.
Motion table.
Yeah, and I think I've reached out numerous times, and we need an alternate, is what we need. I was thinking about what else could be an alternate. So the board is intact, they just need an alternate, so that's been the issue. So table second, is there any other discussion? All those in favor of tabling this one as well, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like signs. Mr. Croon.
Yes, sir. Good evening, board. Good evening, Mr. Chairman. I'm starting with your June 16th date. Tomorrow morning, the Elizabethtown White Lake Area Chamber of Commerce will be having their breakfast at Allen Brothers Outdoors. June 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st will be a Juneteenth celebration days, and they'll be held at 361 Lewis Drive here in Elizabethtown. On June the 19th, from 11 to 1, will be Juneteenth Community Days at Jones Lake State Park. On June 20th, at 9 a.m., will be Juneteenth Parade on Broad Street here in Elizabethtown. On June 22nd, the Board of Equalization and Review and also the Board of Commissioners special meeting will be held at 4 o'clock and then at 5 o'clock, 10 days. June 23rd will be at 6 p.m. be celebration. We'll be celebrating 250 years of America with Chris Meggs, Bladen County Public Library. On June 25th, from 10 to 12, will be American 250th anniversary event, story time involving Charters of Freedom setting at Courthouse Lawn. On June 26th, from 9 to 1 o'clock, will be Bladen County Sheriff's Office Blood Drive, located at 299 Smith Circle, Elizabethtown. Going into July, county office buildings will be closed on July 3rd in observance of Independence Day. On July 6th at 8 a.m. will be the prayer service here at Commissioner's Room at the lower level of the Bladen County Courthouse. On July 13th at 5 p.m. will be the Health and Human Services Advisory Committee meeting at the Bladen County Health Department Conference Room. On July 14th at 6 p.m. will be the Animal Control Board meeting at Bladen Community College, Bladen County Health Department on Marshall Mill Road. On July 20th at 6:30, the Board of Commissioners will be meeting here at the lower level of the Bladen County Courthouse. Mr. Chairman, that is your.
Thank you. Just for clarification, on the 22nd, which is a week from today, 4 o'clock will be our budget meeting, 5 o'clock Board of Equalization review.
Yes, because I'm here, we got it 4, we're gonna change that,
I'm sorry?
because we had 4 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. In our meeting earlier, we found out, so 4 o'clock budget, 5 o'clock equalization.
You'll be out here all night on your phone. No, I gotta leave this, I gotta leave.
All righty.
Mr. Chairman, going into some follow-up items I have. I have emailed Spectrum's Vice President of the Regional Construction about the East Arcadia area to include Ashmore Lane. I'm requesting a map of the service area and any future projects that they might have. I'll continue to email and communicate with Spectrum until I hear back to advocate for our citizens to receive broadband services in that area. I also want to give the board an update on courthouse repairs and updates. My work group has met. We have asked for no projects to go forward right now. We're going to wait and see if the state puts any money into the state budget. So as I get updates on that, I can bring that back to the board. But right now, the only money that we will spend is the available money for any facility fees that's already budgeted for the courthouse. The working group between the county, Bladen Community College, Bladen County Schools, we've met 3 times, have made great progress on the trades and CTE programs. So I think we're getting fairly close to be able to give you the programs that will come out of this. Dr. Lee gave us a great update today on some proposed projects. Students that by the time they start 9th grade and finish the 12th grade, they will actually have an associate's degree in things like electric, maybe plumbing. So hopefully as we finalize these between the county and the schools and community college, hopefully I can give you another update maybe in the next month or 2.
I have a question on that. I know when you have the classes from the high school to the community college does not supplant. So those are higher levels than the one you have in high school, correct? So, and that means it helps those CTE classes or the numbers for the college, but the high school, they do not. Do you think that? No?
So, you know?
Yes.
So the proposal that we have in place is there has been a code change that allows us to teach in 9th grade. And so we can actually start teaching the college classes in 9th grade. As the public schools are starting to have to do some of the career exploration in middle school, some of their resources are being pushed down, and then we're hoping to take up where they leave off for that 9th grade.
And that'll help both.
Exactly. So now with the duplicity of having programs, it will disappear, and all of our resources will go into one program versus having 2.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Sure. And then I do want to get the board on, and also to citizens some updates on what's happening at the state legislature. Senate Bill 889 has passed the legislature and is now on the governor's desk. This is the one that's going to determine if we can go forward with the reappraisal this year using the values and also the proposed tax rate, or if we have to revert back to last year's schedule of values and using that tax rate and then values. So we should know more about that in the coming weeks. So that being said, there's also Senate Bill 992, which is Truth in Taxation. This is scheduled to be considered by the Senate Finance Committee tomorrow. The bill would require all 100 counties to send consolidated property tax bills, which would include both the county and municipal tax bills for each resident. It would also require counties to send a notice of intent to each taxpayer when adopting a property tax rate that exceeds revenue neutral. And then a Senate bill that's dealing with planning is Senate Bill 1047, and that has advanced to the Senate Regulatory Reform Committee, and is now in the Senate Judiciary. The bill focuses on developing review and local government processes. Key provisions include establishing a mandatory timeline for rezoning decisions, requiring local governments to publish fee schedules, mandate fee estimates, and final cost statements for applicants. Another bill that the legislature is considering is the Child Protective Service. This is the Dominic Moody Safety Act. This is House Bill 1144. It expects to be heard for a vote with the House Judiciary Committee this week. The bill establishes a specialized escalation team within the North Carolina Division of Social Services to investigate cases of high-risk children who have excessive histories with child protection services, and mandates counties to comply with the oversight team, includes setting reporting and timeline provisions. It also directs the North Carolina Department of Justice to provide recommendations on limiting the state's liabilities when counties' DSS does not follow statutory requirements or policies and procedures. And that's all I have for you.
Thank you, sir.
I got one question. Since we're talking about the courthouse renovations, has there been a request put in on our behalf to try to secure some money from the state? Because that's kind of what you alluded to.
Correct. We have, whenever early on in the process, we deal with a company called Chatmate, and we've been having discussions with them, and a couple of the projects that keep coming back, that some weeks are in the state budget, some weeks are out of the state budget, is, one of the projects is the Bladen County Courthouse. At some point in time, we probably would make a request probably next year that would deal with a much larger amount. This year would be for like a facility study that would tell us if we need to remodel this courthouse or if we need to possibly make major additions to this courthouse.
And we're going through a safety study right now. It began this morning. We met 10 o'clock, I believe. Very thorough group. They're making sure, anything that needs to be addressed. Meet again with them on Wednesday at 2 p.m. They'll give us the initial findings, and then they'll give us something in writing for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll keep you all, once that comes back, we'll work with the sheriff, we'll come with the judiciary. We've had a number of meetings with all the players involved, just how can we take the footprint of this building and make it as safe as possible for the citizens, for those that work here, for those that come in, judges and law enforcement. So that's there's a lot going on in the courthouse right now. Not spending any money per se, just a lot of work, groundwork. Individuals, delegations wishing to address the commissioners. Matters of interest to commissioners. I will entertain a motion to go into closed session in accordance with NCGS 143-318.11, attorney-client privilege and personnel. Motion, there's a second discussion. All those in favor, going into closed session, please signal by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, like sign.
This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.